literally cannot silence my phone because of my nails. I can't function. Okay, I cannot live. By the way, half the struggles that Black women think they face, it's of their own fucking doing. Running around in nails like this, running around in earrings like this, like you people fight every day. You people fight every day. Could you choose any outfit and get up that's like less conducive to fighting? Seriously. They wear wigs that can be pulled out. They put braids in their hair that could rip the rest of their hair out. And then they complain about having alopecia. No, it's self-induced alopecia. That's like a cutter. That's like one of those fucking losers who cut themselves. That's like them having a scar and being like, I can't believe I have scars. Like, what? Black women, you tear your hair out by the roots. You put every sort of chemical on your hair to straighten it out, despite being so proud of being Black. And then you wonder why you have alopecia. And then you guys fight all the time. And yet you wear massive hoop earrings. You wear weaves in your hair. You wear fake eyelashes. You wear fake nails. All of these things are not conducive to fighting, okay? So let me give you advice. Let me turn this racist stream around into something positive. Okay, Black women, listen up. Listen up. A Black woman is speaking. When you are fighting, when you are going to bat, okay? Before you wake up in the morning, get out of bed and you have to think like a fighter. You have to put yourself in the mindset of not, oh, it's just easy breezy and I might pick up a fight or a felony later on. No, that is the wrong mindset to have. The correct mindset to have is that you wake up every day knowing that every day is a fight. Every day is a potential crash out. Every day is a potential chance to chimp out.
When they said make America great again, were they talking about blackface? So recently, the influencer Brittany Venti painted her face black for Halloween. Full blackface. Posed with a box of fried chicken, captioned, when that EBT hit. I honestly can't even believe we've gotten to this point. People want to compare this to the viral Drewski skit, but there's a history behind blackface that doesn't get explained enough. Back in the 1800s and early 1900s, white performers would smear their faces with shoe polish, draw on exaggerated lips, and act out demeaning caricatures of Black people in theatrical shows. These acts weren't harmless jokes. They were part of a system degrading Black identity, making fun of Black people for white entertainment. Fast forward to today, and yes, it's still happening. Another conservative influencer, Lily Gaddis, participated in the trend too. Yeah, the girl that got 5 minutes of fame for saying the N-word. Someone who Charlie Kirk followed on Twitter, by the way. So the internet is tearing her apart, rightfully so. She even went on the next day to explain that she did it so that hate can become more mainstream. This connects to a legacy of mocking, silencing, and making Blackness into a joke. And sadly, both of these people are doing it for shock value and doing it to build their brand. And like, if someone does blackface in 2025 and just claims that it's satire or a joke, we can't give them a free pass. These people should have to struggle to find work because they used this climate as an opportunity to grow a following by using dangerous.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. In case you're new here, my name is Maren.
And I'm Maureen.
Right. So apparently during Halloween, there are some self-proclaimed white influencers, right, who decided to use a choice of costume to be a blackface, right? And I'm telling myself, you know, some things, clearly you can see these women, they're trying to rage bait the Black community, especially Black women, right?
Right. And what is so shocking is one of them has been caught in quite several scandals regarding racism, right? And she keeps growing on her socials, especially, and I'm asking myself, who are the people who are following this woman? Are they her fellow racists or people who just agree to her to some degree? But
definitely people who think like her. And I have to say, Lily Gaddis is one of those people who, they, for the longest time, tried to monetize off of racism. Because one thing that happened on TikTok, she got kicked out of the platform because of the same, yeah? But I feel like the thing that gave her the boldness and confidence was the case that happened in a park. You remember, Shiloh Hendrick case? That is where she got the bright idea of how to monetize off of Black rage, you know.
Right. So guys, let's watch what we are talking about and then we come back and talk about it. You can also let us know what you think about this episode and also consider subscribing if you're new to our channel. But most definitely, I do feel like for such white women, this is the only way they can get close to being Black women, because one thing I usually say, for you to be this diabolical about something, it's because you're jealous jealous of it, and since you cannot become it, you try and attack it.
Right, and for everything that you do out there, at the end of the day, you still have to put your head down on a pillow and you still have to sleep. The question is, do you sleep well doing the kind of things this woman is doing out there? You know, because this is just, anyway, I don't want to talk a lot, guys. Let's watch. What I love about Black Americans is that they've called her out for this and they've quickly schooled her about the actions she's doing, you know.
It's not that she doesn't know. Obviously, already she knows, but let's watch and then you come back and talk about it.
Imagery.
So a white woman on the Lily Gaddis show on the most racist platform, X, thought it was cute to wear blackface for Halloween and mock black women.
They wear wigs that can be pulled out. They put braids in their hair that could rip the rest of their hair out. And then they complain about having alopecia. No, it's self-induced alopecia.
Baby, let's talk about it. Because every time something like this happens, it's the same story. Y'all hate when we wear wigs, lashes, and long nails. But spend every dollar trying to look just like the women you swear you don't respect. You want to talk about our attitude? No, that's confidence. Something money and blackface can't buy you. You want our lips, our hips, our rhythm, and glow. That's not appreciation, y'all. That's obsession. And it's getting embarrassing. So go ahead and paint your face. You'll wash it off tonight. But what you can't wash off is your jealousy, your ignorance, or the internet's memory. So comment, "We are the blueprint," and repost this video, guys, because mocking black women is not edgy. It's career suicide.
So I just saw clips of that Pimple Puss lady who did full blackface as her Halloween costume and said that she was dressed as a black woman because that's the scariest thing that she could think of. I'm not going to say her name or post the clips because that is what she wants and I refuse to give her what she wants. But I wanted to point out one of the things that she said while she was dressed in blackface because I thought it was really interesting. She said that she had planned to go to KFC, but by the time she remembered that she wanted to do that, she was already dressed in blackface, and so she didn't think that it was a smart idea to go out in public like that. That tells me everything that I need to know. This woman wants to be Charlie Kirk reincarnated. She wants to be a professional rage baiter, but will that ever really happen for her? Did Ben and J-Lo's marriage last? Because it's the same. I fear the only thing scary is her. Let's be so for real. She would never do this with her chest. She said herself it was not smart for her to go in public looking like that because she knows the second she steps outside in full blackface, a fade would immediately be called. And I'm not condoning violence. However, I'm not going to act like for some people, violence isn't the answer. Violence is the question. And the answer is yes. So she sits from the comfort of her parents' home attempting to rage bait for clicks and clout, but what she fails to realize is that no matter how racist she is, no matter how much she tries to appeal to a certain demographic, she is a she. You think they're going to follow a woman? Right. Never mind the fact that when she first went viral a year and a half ago, they found out that she has a biracial child and threw her out like the piece of trash that she is. This woman wants to be a professional rage baiter from home. Don't give her the satisfaction. If you're going to rage bait, come outside and do it. Because I'm trying to see something. Peace and love. Talk to you later.
I don't know if this is true or not, so I'm going to need you guys to do the investigative work for me to find out. Is it true that this young lady has a black partner and has a mixed child? Again, I don't know if this is true or not, but can somebody confirm that for me in the comment section? Because if this is true, holy shit.
So it's been brought to my attention that this woman...
Would you use the N-word?
Yes, I do quite frequently.
So you're an unashamed racist?
Correct.
...has a mixed race child. So not only does she say the N-word, admit to being unashamedly racist, she also has a black child at home. This is why I don't like to speak on things on this particular nature as a black man, because it is exhausting. But I know it's important and somebody has to. This woman went on live national television and admitted that she is a racist. This black child, because that's what the child is, deserves to be taken away from their racist mother.
It's 2025, about to be 2026. Halloween just ended, and we as black people are still going through the same bullshit we've been dealing with for the past 400 years. Two of the biggest right-wing pick-me's, such as Brittany Venti. I do not care if Brittany Venti is biracial. You should not be doing this bullshit on social media. And Lily, who is a total racist, decided to do blackface for Halloween. Mind you, these are the same people who will get up in your face and tell you that racism is no longer alive in America and that we as black people are exaggerating. And for months, I've been hearing black people say, what is this obsession with black people? Why are they so obsessed with black people? There's actually a term for this. It's called Negrophilia, or in modern terms, it's called blackfishing or blackophilia. Negrophilia is what you call someone who is obsessed with black people and black culture to the point where they objectify it, they sexualize it, and they condemn black identity in such a hateful and a violent manner. Making a post in blackface saying, oh, when that EBT hit, and having fried chicken in your hand, or going live doing blackface and wearing large hoop earrings with a bonnet saying that black women are violent and they dress ghetto, that is negrophilia. They're obsessed with us. And not in a good way. In a really bad way. This has got to stop. For real.
Where the fuck my food stamps at, nigga? Y'all niggas hate black people for real. Where the fuck are they? Like, respect black women or else, nigga. How the fuck a big one cost more but way less than my EBT?
Yeah, I think we lying when we say racism still exists in America, bro.
Not only did she date black people back in the day, she's also a Jew. Honestly, just told me, like, if you're gonna try and do something, do your research and be prepared. She was trying her hardest to appeal to one side, a very racist side. She was banned on TikTok, went to Twitter, was welcomed very well in Twitter, till they found out she used to date black people. And the Nazis that were following her found out she was a Jew. Like, how do you try and make yourself a brand of something and not, like, clean up everything beforehand? She folded so hard.
This is truly unbelievable. Multiple different Trump supporters dressed up as black people for Halloween and mocked them for being on EBT. This is one of the most painful symbols in all of U.S. history, and unfortunately it's become normalized in Donald Trump's America. Multiple different accounts participated thinking this is a funny joke, and as you can tell, it's got millions of views. This person is even followed by Charlie Kirk's account. How surprising. Here's the last one. Again, over 2 million views. She says yo yo in a terrible word. In 5 hours EBT ends, thinking she's funny or something. What they're doing, of course, is known as B-face. I can't say the word on here, but of course it has a long and terrible history. It was used in shows to demonize black people, to depict them as lazy, ignorant, or greedy. Those caricatures, of course, helped justify segregation, discrimination, and the denial of basic human rights. When somebody today revives that imagery for laughs, they are not being funny. They're echoing the language of hate that was used to keep people oppressed for generations. But that wasn't enough for the MAGA crowd. They also had to pair it with hatred towards EBT, mocking poverty, mocking hunger, and mocking the people that are struggling to survive in an economy that's already stacked against them. I promise there's nothing funny about mocking oppression or mocking people for needing help to eat.
As a member of the mixed community, I want to formally say this one's not with us. Because girl, what the fuck are you doing? Now, I've gone down a Brittany Venti rabbit hole, and we need to have an honest conversation about online presence. Because this shit, it's never going away. And the attention you're getting, it's not validation. It's humiliation disguised as engagement. Because no matter how light you are, no matter the color of your eyes, no matter if you're trolling or not, you're still half black. You came from the womb and share the same blood with a black woman. And whether you want to claim it or not, the world will always see you through that lens. So why feed the very stereotypes they use against you? This shit is weird, and the ones laughing are never going to see you equal anyway. The prime example of someone who's black when it's convenient, building a platform off of racist support. Then she said, it's on brand for me to do blackface. It's satire about black people being racist to mulattoes. Saying black people are being racist towards mixed people, in the same breath calling yourself mulatto, is very telling. It's clear you don't know the difference between representation and ridicule. The irony writes itself. You can't demand acceptance while mocking the very identity you want accepted. You wanted the black community to see you. Congrats.
Where the fuck my food stamps at, nigga? Y'all niggas hate black people for real.
So influencer Brittany Venti just went full 1800s this Halloween, painting her face jet black, holding a box of fried chicken, and captioning it, "When that EBT hit." Yeah, that's where we're at in 2025. People tried to defend it as just a joke or compare it to that viral Drewski skit, but this isn't parody. This is history repeating itself. Back in the 1800s, white actors smeared shoe polish on their faces, drew cartoonish red lips, and performed minstrel shows mocking black people for laughs. It wasn't edgy humor. It was propaganda meant to dehumanize an entire race. And somehow, 2 centuries later, creators like Venti are still treating that legacy like it's a punchline. Another conservative influencer, Lily Gaddis, joined in too. Yes, the same girl who went viral for dropping the N-word and bragged about it. She even said she did it so hate can become mainstream. What's worse is Venti's defense that she's biracial and therefore has a right to do it. Number, you don't get to profit off racist imagery just because you're part of the group being mocked. That's not empowerment, that's exploitation. This isn't cancel culture, it's accountability. Blackface isn't a costume. It's a symbol of 200 years of systemic humiliation. When influencers use it for engagement, they're not challenging the culture. They're proving that ignorance still...
Before you wake up in the morning, get out of bed and you have to think like a fighter. You have to put yourself in the mindset of not, oh, it's just easy breezy and I might pick up a fight or a felony later on. No, that is the wrong mindset to have. The correct mindset to have is that you wake up every day knowing that every day is a fight. Every day is a potential crash out. Every day is a potential chance to chimp out. With that in mind, let me adjust my cap for the billionth time. With that in mind, you must wake up with that mindset, okay? Like white girls have to manifest things, you have to manifest too. You have to manifest yourself into the ultimate super warrior, okay? You have to turn yourself into the ultimate warrior princess of Wakanda and go outside with that mindset in mind and know this. Know this to be the case. You will fight. You will dominate. You will win. Hail the black woman.
Guys, at this point, I feel like white people really, their caliber, not everybody. Yeah? Let's talk about specific people. Ignorant people like the women we've featured in today's video, I really feel like they're getting exhausting because deep down, I do know they know what they're doing. You know, these are grown women and they know what they're doing. But you know, for someone like Lily, I really, at this point, I don't care for her. We weren't even going to do this episode except we just decided to cover this episode because at the end of the day, such things need to be called out because it's through normalizing these things that they become worse, you know.
Right, you know, from where I'm sitting, I always thought that everybody wears acrylics. Of course, there are some people in the black community that might wear longer acrylics than other group of women. And also, you might find white women who also do the same. It's not exclusively to the black community, right? But how Lily Gaddis was speaking, she even made me doubt myself if I have ever seen a white person, a single white person putting on acrylic nails, you know, to the point where we went to Google and we asked if there are any white women, like legit asked if there are any white women.
Celebrity people would know, right? Go on.
And I asked myself if there are any white women who put on acrylics. And do you know the very first names that came? Kylie Jenner and the whole clan of the Jenner Kardashian clan, and they have very, very long nails which appear to be acrylics, you know. So it's not only the black community that puts on acrylics. And another thing she mentioned that black Americans and black people in general get alopecia so much because of the type of hairstyles that we have on, you know. So I went on to Google and asked, are black people the only people who can get alopecia? And Google said, no, black people are not the only people who can get alopecia. It's across all races, although black people are more prone to it because of course, the hairstyles and the chemicals we use in our hairs, you know. But everybody gets alopecia.
Yeah, and that is another rhetoric that she's spreading that I would say is a stereotypic rhetoric, but you really can't blame her because even when you go to Google, much as they are saying that it cuts across all races, that it affects all races, the only pictures they've used there is of black women. So you're like, you really can't help but it's just enough if you know the truth, but like the system also is not helping in these situations. There's another picture of a lady that went viral, a white woman. She's called Empath Chan. the Ruthless on X, yeah, and she was talking about, she posted a picture where she was wearing a blackface, yeah, and she posted yo the N-word in 5 hours EBT ends. And you're trying to ask yourself, we've already obviously we have proven that black people are not the majority beneficiaries of this government benefits, yeah, but this woman is still trying to spread that narrative that it's only affecting the black community. But because why would you as a white woman take a picture fully aware, you put on a black face and then take a picture and caption that EBT in reference to the N-word, yet you know very well people who look like you have been affected as well?
Right, you know, sometimes I usually ask myself, of course, right now, Lily Gaddis is getting really good money from the stunts she's pulling. You can even measure from YouTube alone how much she's getting, and the following she's gathering, plus the donations they might be making to some of her socials, right? But will there ever come a point where such people like Lily will ever regret doing whatever they're doing? Because one thing I usually say is that right now you might be in your in your bad girl era getting all that money, but the internet never forgets. Even if in future you grow, you get older and you talk to yourself, telling yourself that you're sorry and whatnot. And plus, from what I understand, people say that she's raising a biracial child. I'm just trying to wonder in future, like when the child grows up, what type of relationship will Lily Gaddis have with this child? Because one thing is for sure, even if she might come to regret what she's doing, the video evidence will never ever be wiped away because people have it out there.
And Lily is a self-proclaimed R-word, if you know what I mean. She proudly wears that cape, you know, and I'm like, guys, you know, kids do grow old and they do grow up.
Right now, she can afford that luxury because her child is small.
Young. But remember, Lily, you know, we're all human beings, and at the end of the day, the way we are made, the way we are created, everything, definitely, you don't live young forever. You'll grow to a point where you'll start growing old, yeah? And then when you start growing old, you'll have enough time to reflect on your youthful days, yeah? And then the things that you always have to pay for everything that you do on this planet. And the things that you've been saying, the racist rhetoric you're trying to drive, at that moment, it will only be you and your child. Your child is the person who can be able to take care of you the best, you know. So how do you then expect this half-black child that you're raising, yet you've so proudly proclaimed yourself to be the R-word, despite knowing that this baby's gonna grow up and they're gonna see these videos of you mocking the black community, right? So how do you expect such people to even forgive you and, you know, come back and take care of you? That is where you normally hear of kids talking about the cutting off their parents, you know. If it is indeed true that she's raising a biracial child.
So guys, let us know what you think about this episode, and also consider subscribing if you're new to our channel, and we'll see you on our next episode.